The CDC says 1 in 4 children between the age of 2 and 11 have untreated cavities in their baby teeth. Now, February is National Children's Dental Health Month, and today in Sioux Center, Iowa, dentists offered their services at no charge to help address issues with children's baby teeth. KTIV's Taylor Deckert shows us how the work is being done now to prevent bigger dental problems later in life.
Good job.
Give Kids a Smile is a collaboration between Sioux Center Dental, the Sioux Center Community School District, and the local I Smile coordinator.
Do you think your top teeth are going to be ticklish or the bottom teeth?
On Thursday, staff tried to see as many as 30 students dealing with dental issues.
We're primarily focusing on our pain relieving services or services that will treat their permanent teeth or their adult teeth. Most of the kids, it's between fillings, cleanings, sealants, or extractions of abscess teeth.
This is going to keep your shirt nice and clean so it doesn't get all dirty.
Over the past 2 years, Dr. Kuiper says he and his staff have been able to serve underprivileged children.
Yeah, open big.
The values here are faith, family, and service, wanting to make sure anyone who sits in these chairs is taken care of.
This does not cost the students anything. This is purely a donation for us as a way of giving back to our community and helping these kids out.
Dr. Kuiper says it's ideal to keep up with preventative dental care at a young age because dental problems don't get better with time.
And as they get worse, the amount of effort it takes to fix them goes up exponentially. So if we can catch them at an early stage, we can try and keep it to less intervention.
If you need the reminder, don't skip brushing or flossing.
Oftentimes we underestimate how much sugar is in a lot of the things that we have. The more we can minimize that, the healthier we can keep their baby teeth, which means the healthier their adult teeth will be.
Okay, close your lips.
In Sioux Center, Taylor Deckert, KTIV News 4.